Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will's life is forever altered by Electra's decision following the paternity test. Electra Forrester is in shock, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. When a deceased lady declares she is expecting your boyfriend's child, who wouldn't feel envious? When Liam shot Luna Nozawa in the stomach at close range, it seemed as though her reign of soap opera horror had come to an abrupt end. However, Lee Nozawa had a conscience ache and saved her granddaughter's life by performing outstanding operating room care. As a result, two grandmothers, including Sheila Carter Sharp, helped Luna recover and were able to keep her safe. That combination, together with their mutual conviction that Luna deserved another opportunity, allowed her to target Will Spencer amorally at his promotion celebration. For what reason did Katie Logan think her son needed a party? Indeed, Will did well during his internship at Forrester Creations. Indeed, his efforts resulted in a promotion to a full-time role. However, in this version of Los Angeles, California, the party that Katie approved of felt like a performance medal. In addition to the aforementioned, there was an open bar and a crowd of people who were supposedly adults but whose conduct suggested that they were immature teenagers or possibly obscene college students both day and night. Luna would not have had the chance to establish a long-lasting genetic bond with Will if it weren't for this gathering. However, Sheila gave Luna the details, the party took place, and Luna took advantage of the situation. Will had no intention of being so inebriated that he was unable to distinguish between Luna and Electra. He was not paying enough attention to the wigged bartender behind the makeshift counter at Il Giardino, though, because he did want to drink. Therefore, Bill never thought Luna would show him endless gratitude in return for his benevolence. At a dubious party where a lot of people would be drinking heavily, Katie didn't expect trouble. Morrow's character thought Luna had passed away. He had no reason to suspect she wasn't Electra because of the extremely high level of intoxication she put him in. After his forced spaceflight and subsequent crash landing, Luna disclosed that she was expecting his kid. Electra is pressed for time. According to teasers, this coming week Bridget Forrester will conduct a paternity test. Luna's self-talk moments seem to corroborate her complete confidence that Will is the father. Electra will have to determine whether she can cope with Luna, and the baby being a part of Will if that turns out to be the case. If Electra took a vacation from this drama, nobody would hold it against her. However, if the woman Will loves feels alienated by everything Luna planned and seemingly accomplished, Will's collapse will worsen. For Luna's paternity test, Bridget comes back. Luna's father, Bill, Katie, Taylor, Ridge and Finn discussed her future. They agreed that until the paternity test results were received, nothing would be settled. The process of determining the baby's paternity starts on Friday's episode, and Luna will be completely shocked by a surprise visitor. When Bridget arrives at Bill and Katie's, Luna becomes concerned. With Bridget conducting the exam, Luna would be unable to carry out any planned test hijinks. If Luna is lying, the truth will eventually be revealed, despite her insistence for weeks that Will is the father. Luna might be sent back to jail if Will doesn't match. She may have a trick prepared for Bill and Katie because of her confidence. A charming moment between Will and Electra gives the couple hope. Despite Luna's transgressions, they are committed to conquering their greatest obstacle to date. Given that Electra is still dealing with Luna's pregnancy, the results of the paternity test could determine their future. Two fierce adversaries will also be united by Luna's unexpected pregnancy and resurrection. Taylor and Brooke concur that Steffi shouldn't be informed until after Luna has been released from prison. Given that it appears like someone else discovers the truth about Luna every day, this may be challenging. Steffi is now among the few people who are not aware of her stepdaughter's second opportunity at life. It will be nice to have Brooke and Taylor agree on something for once, even though more and more people are learning about the worst-kept secret in the world. This is a wonderful change, especially since they were previously at each other's throats over Ridge. The timer for Luna's release is rapidly approaching, and her destiny will be determined following Friday's program and the paternity test findings. Is she speaking the truth about Will being the father in order to get a share of the family's wealth, or will she be sent back to prison for her heinous crimes? How to approach the issue of Luna? According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Will's family is debating how to protect him from Luna. After accepting the terrible truth that Luna Nozawa is still alive, and claiming to be carrying Will Spencer's child, his family gets together to decide what to do next. According to Katie Logan, a paternity test should be performed as soon as Luna is sufficiently pregnant, which appears to have happened by magic. Luna recently discovered she was expecting, but she is now sufficiently far along. But they are aware that Luna and DNA testing are unreliable. She had already fabricated one when she said that Bill Spencer was her father, which caused a lot of controversy. Now how can they believe her? Although Taylor Hayes, John Finnegan, Bill, and Katie are available to strategize, they are struggling to come up with a solution. Perhaps they should utilize a somewhat neutral person to administer the test. Finn believes he knows exactly who that somebody ought to be. After losing her virginity to a man who was with Luna Nozawa the night before he was with her, Electra Forrester still feels a great deal of guilt, even though she knows she still loves Will and wants to stay with him. Will had the option to tell her the truth, but he decided to hide that interaction. Electra has another heart-to-heart conversation with Ivy Forrester in hopes of receiving some helpful guidance, because she is unsure of how to proceed. Ivy, will you know what to say to poor Electra? She still doesn't perceive Will as a victim in this situation, even though it appears that she now understands that he didn't cheat on her. In order for her to accuse Katie of a magical night under false pretenses, Will might be able to explain that his mother prevented him from telling her the truth. Was Sheila tormented by the deacon's lover in Taylor's sinful chapter? Sheila Carter Sharp doesn't always make the best choices, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. She is, nevertheless, as reformed as it is possible for someone like her to be. Sheila was consistently the bad guy over the years. Could the predator turn into the prey this time? Let's discuss the potential. Let's start with Sheila, who Deacon exposed. She was about to tell him everything, but Deacon learned about it from someone else. Unexpectedly, Deke Sharp alerted the restaurant owner about Luna Nozawa's existence. Deacon confronted Sheila and then abandoned her. The marriage might end even though Lee Finnegan promised the waitress that Deacon would return. Taylor Hayes isn't and has never been a fan of Sheila's. Deacon found Taylor after discovering the truth. Taylor agreed to give him advice, but she is aware that it is risky. Is Taylor truly objective enough to give Deacon advice regarding his union with Sheila? According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Deacon and Taylor had a conversation during therapy. A few years earlier, when they were in this identical dynamic, there was a link, but nothing ever emerged from it. This time Taylor and Deacon might start dating right away. But given Taylor and Deacon's heartbreaks with Rich Forrester and Sheila, it might come too soon. What happens if Deacon is tempted to return to Sheila? Taylor has generally had good character in the past. Therefore, in order to make herself more intriguing, it would be time for her to become dishonest and dirty. What happens if she won't let Deacon leave? What happens if Taylor, a well-respected doctor, loses it and begins to harass Sheila? For starters, due of Sheila's past, no one would truly believe her. Additionally, it would be difficult to see Taylor being so vicious. Sheila might encounter a wall of suspicion from others, particularly if Taylor makes a concerted effort to hide when people are present. Another reason is that some people believe it to be Sheila's karma. She did a lot of damage to a lot of people in Los Angeles after all. Even if she has changed, has she truly made amends for her transgressions? Stay tuned, since this could be the soap opera's method of achieving equilibrium. Lee must confront the truth, according to Finn. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, someone needs to intervene and take action before things worsen. Dr. John Finnegan, Luna Nozawa's biological father, is obviously the only person who can make sense to her. However, Finn must first speak with his mother, Lee Finnegan, and get her to acknowledge her own involvement in this situation. She is the one who concealed Luna's existence in the first place, after all. Furthermore, Lee wanted to offer Luna another opportunity at life. Additionally, she hoped Luna would somehow turn her life around. However, that did not occur. Rather, she ended up assaulting Will Spencer sexually. Had a lot to say about the issue on social media, no doubt. Some even made the observation they had given up on Finn after he was declared dead, which is why Lee saved him. The decision to take Luna and do what she did was not a life-or-death decision. Rather, it was a decision to either let Luna live in the hospital and face the consequences of her crimes or let her live and escape those consequences, wrote another show reviewer. I think Katie brought that up, but I hope Finn, Steffi, and everyone else do as well since Lee made a disgusting decision. Another comment that was made was, Finn has been a very moral guy. Why doesn't he call the cops right now? Luna abducted Hayes, the instructor she was pursuing, and threatened to kill Steffi in addition to shooting Sheila and Liam. Regardless of her alleged pregnancy, she shouldn't be loose. Deke affecting Hope's designs? Personally, she has been doing that a lot. Why not use a professional tone while expressing that? Hope's romantic life has been erratic lately. Liam, who had hoped to win her back, now has her heart on his side. Though difficult in and of itself, the ex-couples got back together for the sake of their daughter, Beth. According to Deke, Hope's collection ought to demonstrate her development and maturity. Working together with Thomas on a personal and professional level forced her to step outside of her comfort zone. He isn't the principal designer anymore, though. Furthermore, it would be uncomfortable for them to collaborate once more. Another problem is that he has to travel back and forth from Paris. She is therefore somewhat at a loss as to where to take her line. Since her brother recently graduated from design school, Hope would like him to take over as the next chief designer. She has already gotten along well with her mother. However, she isn't seeing her brother's warning signs. In his personal life, he conceals a great deal. Hope expressed her happiness to Deke about him living with someone. He will not, however, identify the individual. He repeatedly attempted to return the topic to her line. Deke continued to comment on the drawings that were on the table. He expressed his excitement about working in fashion design to Hope. His desire to enter the family business has been intense, but how far will he go? And is there something sinister about him? Deke took a few pictures of the drawings with his phone after Hope left the room. To make sure he had what he needed, he then went through the designs. What is Deke doing? Does he intend to pilfer his sister's designs? Or does he wish to make some changes and include them in his portfolio in order to gain access to Forrester Creations?